A story that I'm gonna remember from high school is definitely when the indoor winds team got to go compete at World Championships in Dayton, Ohio. Um, we were really nervous because last year we didn't make finals. And so at the preliminaries, we were really just hoping to put on the best show we could. And we did. And it felt really great after knowing we made it into finals. And then performing at finals inside the University of Dayton Arena, there's nothing like it. It was honestly magical, and I'm gonna forever remember just how excited I was feeling, and the adrenaline from performing in front of such a big crowd, and just feeling so in the moment about everything. And I'm gonna remember forever just how great it felt to be able to perform in such a big on such a big stage. In 5 years, I hope I'll be graduating university, like for like working for like the police and like helping solve like crimes, or and hopefully just making a difference somewhere. I think that's a big goal for me, is making a difference in the world, whether it's like on a small scale or a big scale. I hope I'm doing something to help accomplish that goal.
A story I'm going to remember is when we made it to playoffs for football and we played Hart. That was a very good memory. And I remember just being able to play with my friends that I've been playing with back since preschool, elementary days. I mean, we've grown up playing football since flag football. I remember playing flag football with them. So being able to grow up with them has been a really great experience and really fun, actually. And I remember scoring the first touchdown, looking back at my friends in the crowd and seeing them all cheering, and it's just an amazing feeling. I definitely grew. I mean, I've definitely gotten taller and bigger. I definitely started focusing more on school since freshman year. I realized that school is a lot more important, because at my freshman year I didn't really care much. Focus more on making friends and hanging out with friends. Yeah. I think I'm gonna remember at Kent City as just a really goofy and funny person. I really like just trying to be myself around everyone and make everyone laugh.
Well, a memory I've always had from high school is probably my soccer season of my junior year. I think this will stay with me forever because we were one of the first in history at Kent City to win a conference tournament and a conference championship, and that's pretty unique in my opinion. All the younger generations and everybody else will probably remember me for soccer, but those who know me will probably remember me as being one of the funniest on the soccer team, and someone that always, if I didn't bring up their confidence the right way, and I brought it up by screaming at them, they'll eventually know that I did it for the right thing. But I'm always that person that no matter what, I motivate them to do their best, and I always like keeping positivity around them. Well, I thank all my family because it's unique to be one of the first to graduate with honors in the family. So I feel like that makes everybody proud, and this is for them.
One memory that I will always remember is my sophomore year when I was in Winter Winds. We went bowling and we were out of state, and for normal competitions you never really get to do anything fun, so it was a nice day for that. Well, for normal like band competitions you don't go out of state, and so you never really get to travel much, and you don't really get to do a fun activity like bowling. But in 5 years from now, I hope I have a house and I am working with animals and happy. I would like to thank my mom and sister. They're always there for me, and when I need to talk to them, they always listen to me.
Loud and crazy. I feel like everyone's gonna remember me as the kid that just wouldn't stop talking. And then I I always contributed a lot during classes. Like, I'd always be the first to raise my hand. I'd always be the first to ask questions. So I feel like a lot of the teachers will always see me as the one that wouldn't stop talking, yet also participated a lot in class. I hope I will be ending off college, getting my degree in engineering like I have set forth. And I also want to be like somewhat into an apprenticeship so I can have that workforce experience, so I can overall get a better job off the start and start just making money, maybe live in like a small studio rental apartment, nothing too big yet because it's still 5 years down the line, but just working my way up to the success I want to live when I was older. I'd like to thank all my teachers because they set like a ground or a pathway for me to follow. They really made sure to get rid of that talking habit of mine, well, blurting habit. So a person who can let others speak and let others take the role of the leader while also contributing as a leader myself.
Something that I'll remember from my high school experience was playing basketball my freshman and sophomore year. I really enjoyed those 2 basketball seasons because we had a really successful year. We made it to the Breslin state finals both years, but my favorite year was probably my sophomore year, getting to play with my sister. It was a really cool experience, and we went really far. And we only ended up losing by 4, but it was something I'll always cherish and remember. I've definitely matured, I think. I've learned a lot of valuable life lessons. Getting good grades, some people make fun of you for it, but I think that it'll help me in the long run when it goes to college and to getting a job, and you learn how to really work hard and not procrastinate and all that you can use in the real life, so I think that's really cool. I'm remembered for positive things like kindness, integrity, honesty, picking things up in the hallway when they're on the ground, just good things like that. I also hope that I left a positive impact on sports here at Kent City because that's been a big part of my life while I was here.
I'm always going to remember going to school dances because they were a lot of fun and I got to hang out with my friends, and it was really fun to like do something with my classmates outside of like actual school. I think prom junior year is probably my favorite. It was just a lot of fun with all my friends. That was my favorite one. We took pictures at one of our houses. I went with my friends Gracie, Izzy, Christina, and Sylvia. And we went out to eat at a golf course, and then prom was at the castle on Canadian Lakes. They're just all my best friends, and we all support each other a lot, and we all just really love each other, and we get along, and we're always laughing together. Just a lot of fun to be around. I do like cross more than track. I only ran my junior and senior year. And I don't really have a favorite season, I don't think. But they were both really fun, just getting to know everybody, and we were all just really close. Everybody was friends, and it was just really nice to get along with everybody. I'd like to thank all my friends because they've really helped me through a lot. And my parents for driving me from cross meets to band competitions every Saturday morning in the fall, and just spending their entire weekend surrounded by me and everything that I had to do.
In the marching band, I play the timpani. So the timpani are 4 giant large drums made of brass, a brass bass. And during my junior year, we had the Kent City Invitational. So we had to go to this warm-up spot. And we started from the back of the high school, and since everyone else had something they had to do, it was just me alone. So I was basically an ox on a cart. I was pulling this giant timpani cart, probably at least a ton, maybe half a ton. And I was the harness was on my back, and I was just pushing up that hill, and it was not fun. Yeah. I know exactly how I'll be remembered. So in 8th grade, I was with some friends, and for some reason, I was microwaving a lot of the things I had in my lunch. And one day, I bought a cookie, and it actually was around this time. I think it was February. So they said, "Hey Mitchell, microwave the cookie." So I microwaved the cookie, and they said, "Hey, do it for 1 minute." So I microwaved it for 1 minute, and then, about 45 seconds in, smoke is billowing out of the microwave. Like, people had to evacuate the cafeteria. I was so sad that I made, all of this commotion, but then the lunch ladies gave me another cookie. So, yeah.
Something that I will always remember from high school was definitely dances. I loved getting ready, going to the actual dance with my friends, and hanging out after. I specifically think of Swirl from this year because we were freezing the whole time. It was so cold and it was bad, but we had so much fun, and I was with all my friends, with Gracie and Izzy and Christina, all of them, and I love them so much. I have every single class with them, basically. We hung out at my house after, and we just hang out and talk and have a little sleepover, and so I just will always remember moments like that. I would like to be remembered as the girl who was nice to everyone and went out of her way to make people feel included and special and happy. So I hope I did that. I hope I did good. I think I've changed a lot from freshman year to now. I think I've become more confident in who I am, and I've kind of stopped caring about what people think about me, and I'm just myself, but I have stayed the same in the sense of I'm always going to work my hardest and try my hardest to be the best that I can be for not only myself, but for the people around me in my community.
I mean, this season was really special for me because it was my senior year, and I feel like that team that we had this year had probably the tightest bond that I've ever seen out of a football team. Like, not just on the field, but also off the field. Like, we were always together, always talking. Like, everyone was always checking in on each other, no matter what, always hanging out. It's just the bonds that we made on and off the field. I've changed a lot, like, as just my maturity and my level, like, just confidence and everything. Like, I've became more mature. I feel like I've became more nice and just always trying to include everyone and just trying to be nice to everyone, make everyone my friend. Right now, I'm looking at Olivet University and play football and also to study sports science. Kind of just want to thank my parents because they've obviously had to deal with me for the past 18 years and definitely have just had a huge impact on my life, just making me into the person I am today.
One story that I'm always going to remember from high school is the time that me and my cross-country team took second at state. It was a really amazing time and just a fantastic opportunity to be able to share this experience with all these girls, and I specifically remember how excited we were when we got to take a picture on like the big podium or like the big stage, because I don't know, we always took pictures on it before, but we were never like, oh, we're never gonna be able to take pictures on that, because I think we were ranked 11th or 12th, and then we ended up taking second. Evers was losing her mind, so it was really funny, but 5 years from now, I hope to be able to be living in a different country. I want to go into missions. My goal is to work with indigenous tribes. This past summer, we went on a missions trip to Florida, and I learned about this iTech agency that works with indigenous tribes all over the world, and that really caught my heart. I've grown in character because I don't know. I've been able to start seeing past myself and my own interest, and being able to see other people around me and how I can better serve them, and not just how I can serve myself.
I think one of my favorite memories from high school was during cross-country camp when we played like the team games and stuff, and then we would have fun. We'd prank each other's cabins and stuff, and that was a lot of fun. I put a snake in the girls' bed one time. That was hilarious. And yeah, I think that's probably my favorite memory from cross-country in high school. Yeah, I liked cross because it was good. It was a good team bonding sport. It was also a sport where you have to work really hard individually. It's a really physically demanding sport, which is another reason why I like it. But yeah, I like cheering for my teammates and supporting everyone, and just, yeah, setting goals and getting better. I guess I would just like to be remembered as someone that was there on time and got stuff done?
I think I've changed a lot. I've, become more dedicated in what I do. Like freshman year, it was like, oh, whatever, school is school. Like I don't really have to try on anything. But like as I got, matured more and realized like school is something that's gonna help me a lot through my future, I started dedicating more time to stuff like that and like caring about my future. So I think I'm, a harder worker than I was, 3 years ago, and I care more about stuff and I work harder to get what I want. Yeah, I didn't do like really any physical activity before, like football and the gym. So like, and the gym helped me a lot too, like boost my confidence and, made me better at football and a lot of things like track and discus and shot put. So yeah, weightlifting is definitely something that has changed me a lot too. 5 years from now, I want to have my bachelor's in aerospace engineering and hopefully be working on some sort of aeronautical devices like planes, jets, Boeing maybe probably.
A story I'm going to remember from high school is freshman year in baseball. It was our first varsity game, and it was at Lakeview, and it was a snowy, super cold game. Yeah, we won both games, and I played pretty good for my first game. I like fielding. I play shortstop, and I also pitch. This year, I'm really looking forward to playing with the younger kids because I haven't played with them as much, and a new coach. Freshman year, I was a lot more nervous and shy, and I didn't like talking to like anybody. Now I'm more comfortable. 5 years from now, I'm not really sure where I'm gonna be, but hopefully next year I'll go to college for sports management and maybe be a coach and see where that takes me.
I've always loved performing. Ever since I want to say about 3rd grade, I've gone to a karaoke bar every Friday with my dad. And then 7th grade, I was presented with the opportunity to be in the high school production. And I think right there it just showed the love for being on stage. And over the years, it has improved my singing abilities. Schnicki has given me helpful tips for ways to project more, and it's definitely helped my confidence too. Like I used to hate like doing this. I would have hated just coming in here and talking, but being on stage has definitely helped with public speaking and having the confidence and kind of putting a mask over your nerves. I still get stage fright every single production, every single night, but it's a very easy mask to put on. My dad, hands down my dad, he has been the only person stuck with me since day one, and he has definitely gotten me where I am today. He is the reason that I've realized my love for productions and theater, because he's the one that pushed me to sing that one song at karaoke that led me to want to be on stage.
I think it all started when like my sister joined cross country, so I didn't want to be like the only child that wasn't doing a sport, so I definitely followed after her. So yeah, from there I just like kind of followed her footsteps. So I've always wanted to be like better than her, so I kind of definitely tried to work a lot harder than she did, which she worked hard too, but I was trying to work hard to surpass her. I think one of the races that I was most proud of was probably my sophomore year. It was like a pretty muddy course, and I wasn't really expecting much, and I wasn't seated high. I think I was like seated like 10th or 12th or something like that, but I went into the race like not really thinking that I was gonna do good or anything, but I just knew that I had to try my best, and I ended up getting like 2nd place, I think, but the guy ahead of me was like ranked way higher and he was pretty fast, so I was definitely proud of that moment right there, just pushing through it and just not worrying about the conditions or anything, just trying my best. I think I've definitely changed in my maturity and work ethic. I know my freshman year I was definitely not the best kid, I would say, during school, like outside and during it. I got in a lot of trouble, but I think now I'm definitely a lot more mature in what I value in my life, because I know that, I'm going to college soon, so I know that I need to be smarter with what I do, and my work ethic as well. I need to work harder, and just everything I work for in my life is just going to be helping me, so it's just only benefiting me. So I just know that my hard work is going to pay off. So
something I'll remember from high school. Mr. Schnicky was going through Lost and Found because there's a huge bin, and nobody was claiming anything, so he just started putting all the Lost and Found stuff on, and it was like just piles and piles of it. So it was really funny. From my freshman year to now, I think as a freshman, I was really like quiet, shy, and just scared of like everything because I just didn't really want to do anything. And now as a senior, I'm still somewhat like that, but I'm not really like scared to do what I want to do now. So currently, I'm leaning into going to pharmaceutical to go to study, but that might change, I don't know.
Well, that's actually a really good question. I changed a lot. During freshman year, I was kind of just in the shadows, right? I was just kind of a kid that was there. I didn't do anything. I was just there to get good grades and go home. But then I started participating more in sports, doing a bunch of volunteer stuff. Anything that could get me to like be with the community and help with the community. Anything that that I was able to engage, I felt engaged. So then as I started doing that more and more, I felt more comfortable. And I felt like I was able to change for the better. So as I tried new things, I got better. As I tried new things, I felt like I was becoming a better person. And I was able to it was a lot easier to help volunteer for stuff and help people out. There's a lot I hope my life is gonna be like. I've always said I wanted to live on the basis of experimentation, innovation, everything like that. I feel like I'm a bit of a tech wizard, right? I'm learning to program, I'm learning to work with computers. There's a lot in this life that could go very right, and there's a lot that could go wrong, but that's the point. Because experimentation and innovation requires failure. It's just that you have to fall forward. So you have to fall forward to progress. I want to kind of live that life. I want to learn to tolerate those kinds of things, like falling forward. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes in my life. But I just want to learn to live with that and get better. So I can learn new things, innovate new things, set new goals, and accomplish new goals. That's the kind of life I want to live.
I think I changed a lot athletically. I definitely grew more confident in my abilities. I used to play volleyball, and now I'm a full-time, very committed runner, so I kind of switched a little bit from that. I think I have grown more confident in myself, like just as a person in general too. I feel like I've been able to grow in my friendships more because of that, and I'm more outgoing than I was. I'm not scared to do things, and it's easier for me to say yes now than it was 4 years ago. I think I'll definitely be remembered for running. That's been a huge part of my high school career and a huge part of my life. I hope to be remembered as kind and outgoing. I'd like to thank my parents for supporting me through everything. Every bad day I've had, every good day I've had. My parents have been there to drive me places, to encourage me, to give me answers, give me advice. My parents have made me who I am today, and I'm very thankful for them. I'm also very thankful for my teachers, who have always been so kind to me and so nice, and have made it so fun for me to come to school.